actually going to walk into the pile, but as you kind of look at it, you get a sense of what was going on here. As pointed out, there was 39,000 cubic yards of material. So remember those small refrigerators that were like in dorm rooms and have kegs in them. I think about 40,000 of those stacked up, all of them filled with junk. The amazing amount of debris. There was absolutely nothing redeemable about the pile in the way that it was thrown. It was a clear violation, clear public nuisance that particularly created a threat to the Fox River and Indian Creek. The biggest portion of the pile, even probably find out bigger, was tires, and then there was debris, everything from shingles to concrete, wood. We found some cranes that you're going to see. What else have we found in the pile so far, Ed?
Tractor trailer parts and buried a lot of wood and municipal solid waste.
Yeah, we found a bicycle. The bike's going off to a not-for-profit called the Resource Center. They run a program called Bicycle Works that repairs old bikes and either sells them or gives them away. So we're trying to find a use for everything.
The source of all this stuff came from?
You know, there's dumping tickets. The state and the city and the county state's attorney have sued as many dumpers as they could find. There was a criminal case that was brought against a couple of the operators, but we tracked everything from roof. A lot of shingles came here. There's a lot of car parts, tires. You'll even notice as we go right around the pile, we'll go about to that piece of heavy equipment. There's a lot of brake linings that were essentially, it looks like people that operated along the front here would just throw stuff in the back. So we'll walk in. They've knocked down the pile pretty well. You know, the stuff has not been as neatly sorted as it's kind of laid out here.
Yeah, well, I think I should really work with it, but I don't have any. So
You don't know where to start.
Yeah, this is kind of a good spot to stop and get a sense of how the sorting's taking place. Actually, the tires and the way the state law is structured, the tires end up becoming a benefit to recycling because you can't put whole tires in a landfill with other garbage. So the tires have to be sorted out anyway. So Heartland's idea and they're here today was to use that need to separate the tires out as an opportunity to separate the piles. This piece of equipment separates the materials. It gets dumped into the top and it gets separated out by size. This pile over here is a small, it's what, less than 3/4 of an inch, I think is
exactly
the screen. What they use this for is alternative daily cover at a landfill. So even though it costs to get rid of it, you can dispose of it substantially cheaper than regular garbage because it has a beneficial use. Then the tires come out on that end. You can see everything from substantial chunks of metal. The metal's all getting recycled, right, guys?
Metal box over here.
The metal's getting recycled. The concrete is getting recycled off of the site. And then this pile here is primarily the garbage that's going to get hauled off to the landfill. There's about 10 to 15% of the material is going to get recycled exclusive of the tires. Is that about right?
Yeah.
And if you took into account what, about half of the pile is these fines for cover?
All that's covered.
Yeah.
Daily cover.
About half.
And then the tires constitute about what percentage of the whole?
It's about 20, almost a little bit more than between 25 and 30%.
So you're getting somewhere, getting up towards 50% of this. That's
it's going to get in. You know, if you think about it, even the stuff that's going as cover has a beneficial use. And again,
well,
it's
you
why.
never would have guessed that from looking at this place.
Yeah. It's really hard when you're standing on the river to get a sense of how much of the pile is already gone. So I just wanted to take you here. Yeah.
Hits the crane that was salvaged?
Yeah, that's
Oh, damn.
how they actually got the crane in the middle. We're not sure.
Wow.
But that.
Well, that's why he was getting a cavity filled at the dentist. And stuff that in.
It's amazing what happens when you're on lunch break. But the reason I wanted to take you in here is just a few weeks ago, this was essentially the heart of the dump. From that fence line, that's all city property on that side. And the dump was pretty much at this portion of the property on the fence line and went all the way above those containers. It was packed up into the containers, followed the kind of roof line of the building next door, reached its highest point, and you can actually see it over here, was nearly somewhere between 25 and 30 feet high. Right over there in that corner. And the kind of interesting thing why the kind of transit or the 319 grant is such an important thing is that this was a direct threat to the Fox River and to Indian Creek. It was almost on a straight slope, virtually no slope, piled 30 feet high, piled up against that fence, and you can kind of get a sense of the integrity of that fence within feet of Indian Creek. It's kind of remarkable that this thing didn't collapse into the creek. So you can just get a sense of how much progress has gone on. This is, anywhere from 15 up to almost 30 feet all the way across. And the guys from Heartland have done a really just outstanding job of, shows how recycling gives companies a competitive edge.
Hey, Bill?
And this is, yeah.
How long have they actually been removing material now?
It's only been about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks, Ed?
3 weeks. 28th we started. A couple days of prep, and then probably 2.5 weeks.
This part over here was all brake pads, just piled in. This is primary tires over there. That part of the pile was almost all interior construction debris, wood, and shingles spread throughout. Do you have any questions?
Things being dumped?
Pardon?
Where are the things being dumped?
At a landfill in Rochelle that's owned by the city of Rochelle, and at a landfill in Rockford that's owned by the William Charles Company.
Right, and the metal?
The metal is going to Metal Management, which is in Chicago.
Okay, what about the tires? Where's that going to
The
go?
tires are being handled by the EPA's tire contractor. Yeah, they're down in Lincoln, Illinois.
Okay, great, thank you.